Imagine a world where the drudgery of everyday life gives way to the promise of unimaginable wealth, exotic adventures, or the restoration of long-lost glories. This is the realm where Law 32 reigns supreme, the domain of fantasy, imagination, and the human desire to escape the harsh realities that so often oppress us. 1. Uncovering the allure of the fantastical. Consider the captivating case of the mysterious Bragadino in 16th century Venice. This man had seemingly unlocked the secrets of alchemy, possessing the ability to transmute base metals into pure gold. As the once prosperous Venetian Republic descended into economic decline, the citizens clung desperately to the fantasy that Bragadino could single-handedly revive their city's former glory and riches. People flocked to witness Bragadino's demonstrations, captivated by the very idea that such miraculous powers could exist. Never mind the lack of concrete evidence or the sheer implausibility of his claims. The Venetians were so enthralled by the prospect of overnight riches that they willingly suspended their disbelief. All that mattered was the allure of the fantasy, the promise of a sudden and total transformation that would bypass the slow, grinding work of economic rebuilding. At the heart of this captivating lore lies a profound insight into the very fabric of the human psyche. When confronted with the ugliness, distress, and slow progress of the real world, people instinctively seek refuge in the allure of romance, mystery, and transformative change. This lore teaches us that by tapping into these universal yearnings, we can wield astonishing power and influence. The key is to never rely solely on appeals to logic, reason, and verifiable facts. While these may hold sway in certain contexts, they can also quickly lead to disenchantment and even outrage from an audience hungry for something more captivating. No, the true master of this lore must craft narratives that play directly to people's dreams, desires, and imaginations, offering them a tantalizing escape from the mundane. 2. Spotting the telltale signs of fantasy-driven influence. So how can you identify when someone is actively employing this captivating lore to accumulate power and sway? The telltale signs are as intriguing as they are revealing. Consider the case of the enigmatic George Psalmanazar, who captivated 18th century London with his fantastical tales of the island of Formosa, present-day Taiwan. Psalmanazar regaled the English elite with stories of Formosa's bizarre customs, its intricate language and literature, all of which he had completely fabricated. Yet, such was the public's desire for the exotic and the unknown that they willingly embraced his elaborate hoax, even inviting him to teach at Oxford University. The hallmarks of Psalmanazar's deception are classic indicators of Law 32 in action. First and foremost, there was a conspicuous lack of practical details or verifiable information about the purported island of Formosa. Instead, Psalmanazar relied on vague promises, grandiose claims, and fantastical scenarios designed to captivate the imagination of his audience. Importantly, Psalmanazar also maintained an aura of mystery and inaccessibility, carefully concealing the true origins of his fabricated culture. And when faced with skepticism, he skillfully deflected, turning the tables and accusing doubters of lacking the vision to appreciate the wonders he described. By honing your ability to recognize these telltale signs, the disconnect between fantasy and facts, the deliberate vagueness, the cultivation of mystery, you can more effectively identify and guard against the potent influence of those wielding this lore for their own gain. 3. Harnessing the captivating power of fantasy for yourself. Now, the true question becomes, how can you harness the captivating power of this lore for your own ends? The answer lies in your ability to delve deep into the psyche of your target audience, unearthing their most profound fantasies and desires. Consider the case of the legendary con man, the Yellow Kid, Joseph Weil. Weil understood that the truth was often cold, sober fact, not so comfortable to absorb. Instead, he found it far more interesting and profitable to romance than to tell the truth. By crafting elaborate fantasy narratives tailored to his Mark's deepest yearnings, Weil was able to amass considerable wealth and influence, even in the face of logic and reason. One of Weil's most successful cons involved promising the recovery of the long-lost Drake treasure to any sucker with the surname Drake. Tapping into the fantasy of sudden, unimaginable wealth, Weil was able to ensnare thousands across the Midwest, who eagerly joined his crusade against the government and everyone else trying to keep the treasure from its rightful heirs. The power of this fantasy-driven narrative was such that it allowed Weil to deflect criticism and maintain his influence for years. Armed with this knowledge, you can then craft a narrative that taps directly into your target audience's deepest fantasies, painting a vivid, captivating picture of the extraordinary transformation you can provide. Whether it's the ability to turn base metals into gold, resurrect a fallen empire, or unlock the secrets of eternal youth, the key is to maintain an air of mystery, exclusivity, and scarcity, making your offer seem rare and irresistible. Importantly, do not get bogged down in practical details or logistical feasibility. Instead, appeal solely to the emotional and imaginative aspects of your fantasy, leveraging the human propensity for self-deception and willful suspension of disbelief. Remember, people are often more than willing to ignore cold, hard realities in favor of a more alluring, fantastical narrative. The true mastery of this law lies in your ability to keep the fantasy just out of reach, a tantalizing mirage that captivates the minds of your followers. As long as you can sustain the illusion, you can harness the immense power of people's dreams, desires, and longing for the extraordinary. Embrace the captivating power of fantasy and unlock the secrets to wielding unparalleled influence and following, even in the face of logic, reason, and verifiable facts. For in the realm of the imagination, the possibilities are truly limitless. Now, something important. The content you consume is food for your brain. Do it intentionally. Otherwise, the algorithm is designed to fuck with your brain. Think about it. Now, we're accepting donations in the form of channel subscriptions to support our upcoming project and deliver top-notch content to you. So, hit that subscribe button